Here we have a pre-owned 2018 Buick Envision. This one comes in the Essence trim level with front wheel drive. This is the Galaxy Silver metallic paint, and then we get ebony perforated leather interior. And our powertrain consists of a 2.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine, made it to a 6-speed automatic transmission. And coming around to the front end here, we get LED daytime running lights along with halogen headlamps, halogen fog lights, and the LEDs don't flash like that. That's just how my camera's picking it up. But front end here, a little bit of damage just from, looks like rock chips over the years, and it's starting to come undone right here around this piece here, and then like I said, rock chips throughout. So just needs a little bit of work there. Grill seems to be in pretty good shape, and I like the look of the galvanized kind of brushed aluminum there. But like I said, just a few paint defects. Now coming around to the side here, love these 18-inch aluminum wheels. These are 10 spokes and they still look pretty good. Now this has just under 81,000 miles on it, so we get passive keyless entry on all 4 doors, and the creak from that door, something that I've been concerned about, so I don't know if that just needs grease or what, but it's definitely loud when you open and shut the doors. Now we do get one touch automatic down on all 4 windows, and then we have one touch up and down for the driver's side, and then power mirrors are right here. Left side off, right side you can adjust all of that, and then memory seat functions here, power door lock controls there, rear child lock and rear window lock right there. Then we have our power lift gate, which we can adjust either max, 3/4 or off, and then we can hit that button to open and shut it. Little side pocket in here, bigger bottle can fit in there, another pocket there. Headlamp controls are here. And then here we have our power driver seat with power lumbar support. And the leather seems to have held up, specifically around the perforated parts, been held up really nicely. And just a little bit of wear there, and looks like there was a little repair done in there. But for the most part, it's held up very nicely. But I have that seat up front just for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. So I'm gonna go ahead and test out the leg room real quick. So not the best leg room. I can lean this seat back and that helps a little bit. Then I can spread my legs out and that's actually okay. And I can fit my feet all the way underneath the seat here. Seat back pockets on both sides. We do get automatic climate controls back here, and I think I might have it locked up front. But you can adjust temperature, fan speed. You get 3-stage heated outboard seats, and then 12 volt here, and then 2 USB-A charge ports there. Rear AC vents here. I like how they integrated that in the center console space there. Looks really nice. And then the center seat, cup holders in the middle, and you can see how this seat's far back and how that one's up front. So you have plenty of positions to get that perfect back seat seating position. You can probably hang 2 or 3 hangers on this hook here, and then you have the grab handle as well. Like we have the premium LED dome lights, map lights. Let's make our way to the back. But before we do that, you can pull that lever there, and then when the seats are up far enough, these will fold flat, and then just lift it to get it back in the shape there. And then back in here, I like the design for the, I think this is the first Envision to come out. I like the design, how they came out with that, but just a few nicks and scratches. I don't see any paint defects back here. There's our exhaust there. Quick look underneath the vehicle. Now it does look like the power lift gate is still in pretty good shape. No creaking or anything, and it operated smoothly. And then here is a spare tire and a few other accessories. And I believe, is that Velcroed? Yeah, it's Velcroed down to keep from moving around. So that's pretty neat. And then if you want to fold from the back, pull that there. And like I say, when it's up far enough, the front seats they'll fold flat there. 12 volt here. Yeah, so I'm pretty impressed that the rear lift gate is still working well. Fuel filler here. And now at the front passenger seat, we do get 8-way for the driver and front passenger along with that power lumbar support. And then I like that they actually had I haven't seen this in this old of a vehicle where they put that little pocket up here to hold additional items. And you have the glove compartment here, owner's manuals, and we have a window sticker for this one. Take a quick look at this. So a lot of standard features. And then the only option we have on this one was the navigation and the paint color. So that brought it to $39,605, which seems relatively cheap compared to probably getting the same one today. It costs you $50. But overall, still a very nice looking vehicle. That definitely needs some WD-40 or something on that door. Whew. And there's that 2.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder. And now we're gonna go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So for the most part, leather wrap steering wheel looks pretty good to me in terms of the wear there. Now there's a little spot here where I guess this plastic coating has come off here and here from the cruise control being used a lot. But other than that, that seems to be in pretty good shape as well. But over here to the radio, there's the navigation screen. And then we can type our destination in here, whether it's an address, intersection, point of interest. So I like that we can actually pull up certain things. So if you're looking for gas, it'll show you the fuel stations that are close by. And then click that. It'll double check the address with you.
The route calculation is complete. Please proceed to the nearest road.
And there you go there. And then you can just cancel it by hitting that red X. Now to the audio, we do have AM, FM, XM. And then we also have the option of Bluetooth audio when the phone's hooked up. And then wired Apple CarPlay, wired Android Auto compatibility too. XM weather when you have that subscription. XM traffic when you have that. And then this one has iHeartRadio, Fox Sports. And then you actually have the rear climate, which you can control from the screen here, which is pretty nice. This one is actually easier to use than a lot of the newer ones, so I can lock them out, unlock it, set them on an auto mode, adjust the temperature, sync it with the front, adjust fan speed here, and then even control the direction. So pretty nice. And then the navigation, again, there. That's how you get to that. And you have certain shortcuts here, which I like. So media will take you to your phone if something's paired. Otherwise, it'll allow you to do that. Like that we have a tone button here, so I can go straight to my bass, mid-range, or treble. And then we also have different presets as well, so I can have my rock or my country or pop. And then we can adjust where the speaker volume is there. And this serves as a menu button.
The route and a select button is complete. Please
and the volume is there. And then you can toggle or turn the whole screen off and then turn it back on, or you can use that as kind of like a quick mute. Parking sensors there, and I like how they threw the clock in there. Really nice look, and that seems to still be working as well. Hazards are here, vents for the front, and then we do have the dual zone automatic climate controls for the front here. We can set our auto and our sync here. Now to unsync, you do have to adjust the temperature, and to unauto, you have to turn the fan speed either up or down. And then I like that everything's simple here for air direction, defrosters, AC, and then you can cut the whole system off there. And then you also have 3-stage heated seats for the front. So that's nice to have. And then traction control is going to be right here if you ever need that. Turn that on and off. Shifter, hit the lever, reverse, neutral, drive, and then you have a low gear, and in low you can manually shift here through those 6 gears. And then we have an electronic parking brake here, so pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down to disengage. Little storage pocket here. Center console cubby space, 12 volt aux input, 2 USB ports there. Pretty good size for this vehicle. And then over here, sunglasses holder. And then we have a universal home remote for the garage door. We can set the lights either off to the door or turn them on. Again, the premium dome lights, which I like. And then these are like, I think they're soft touch. Yeah, so that's really neat. You just hit that there. It's not a button. You just tap it. And then we have our OnStar controls here. Now to the left side of the steering wheel, we can heat the steering wheel, which is nice. This is a mute and also a phone button here, voice recognition. Cruise controls are here. And you can turn it on and off there and cancel here. And then track list or radio station favorites, depending where you are these 2 arrows here. Volume is here. And then these 4 arrows go through that digital part of the gauge cluster, and excuse the glare. But if you can see there, tire pressure sensors, fuel information that we can go back and turn the nav on or show the audio, whatever. Blinkers are here. And then high beams, flash them there. And then windshield wipers low. That's one time, intermittent, low, high. And then the intermittent's here. Rear wiper, adjust that here. Rear wiper fluid, push back. Front wiper fluid, pull up. Here's our push button start. And finally, here is our key fob with remote start. So we see how the inside and outside of this Envision is held up. Let's see how the powertrain is done. Let's go ahead and take it on a quick test drive. So for this to be a naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, pretty good pickup, and I like the sound that actually comes from the engine. It's not overly loud, but it also doesn't sound whiny either. Just a nice solid sound coming from the engine bay. And the 6-speed shifts really nicely so far. Can barely feel the shifts at all. And I'll put it into the low gear now, and we'll manually shift. So I like that this engine has quite a bit of grunt to it. Looks like it gets past 6,000 RPMs before it starts to redline. But let's get it up to about 72 and see how the cruise works. There's 73 there. And so far, pretty solid ride. Getting up to 75. Really smooth, very Buick-esque. That's one thing that I'm surprised has held up, is how solid the ride is after almost 81,000 miles. Now this doesn't have any lane keep assistance or anything like that, so I'm keeping both hands on the steering wheel, but not feeling any sort of sway or anything. Even as the sun starts to go down, it gets windier. This is quite an impressive ride all the way around. And you can see we're able to get 30, 35 miles per gallon on the highway. Right around that 70, 75 mile per hour mark there on a flat surface. And the brakes still, these might have been replaced, but the brake pedal feel here is absolutely great. Not feeling any sort of shaking in the steering wheel, anything like that. And very good stopping power. And there's the auto stop there. Now with this Envision, I believe 90% plus of the parts come from China. So the engine's Chinese, the transmission's Chinese, most of the parts all the way around are Chinese. So I'm surprised that this is actually held up how it has, but I'm also not surprised with like the little creaks coming from the doors and things of that nature, just after this little amount of mileage. But the motor seems to still be in great shape in terms of just how it drives, and that's good. The transmission is still shifting as it should. So I'm impressed by that. And also Buick's powertrain warranty is pretty nice. I believe you get 6 years, 70,000 miles. So this one is out of warranty, but doesn't seem like it has needed it, this one in particular. And I feel like competitors for this were definitely the Audi Q5, and then you have other options like maybe the RAV4. But in terms of luxury, the Lexus NX, I think, was a decent competitor. This is kind of in between that and the RX for me. And in terms of luxury, I feel like Buick did a really good job with this, because you're paying $40,000 when everyone else is trying to get 50 or 60. And even though you don't have the turbo powertrain or the V6, you just have the naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, still for people in the segment, it was enough power, and you didn't have to worry about all the extras that come with having a super powerful powertrain. So like I said, it's definitely held up decently, especially because it's 90+% Chinese, with it being an American automaker. I'm surprised that everything's still working as it should. But the big thing, as we saw earlier, were definitely those door hinges. I don't understand that. Because there was another one, I think, that had 100,000 miles, like a 17 or something. Or maybe it was another 18, but it was doing the exact same thing on the door hinges. So like I said, I don't know if that's a WD-40 fix or if you need to replace something or what. But other than that, everything else is as it should be in here for the most part. The ride is definitely still there, and that's a big plus, because if you're looking at a Buick, that's usually something you want to make sure is good, is that ride quality. And then throttle response still seems like new to when I drove one of these when they first came out. And the auto stop itself, it's pretty easy to get out of. So it's not like you're having to sit there for a minute like you stalled out your manual car or something, so not a big issue there. But still a decent vehicle. Has a little, well, we'll see how much life it has left in it over the years. But this will bring me to the end of my review of this pre-owned 2018 Buick Envision Essence.